And that's it. um, I did a video, I think I've got it still, and I think I'm going to put it at the start of this playlist, saying that I'd take my camera to Wales and to the wedding and do loads of videos from all of it, or the whole trip, just to be like, look what happened. To try and keep you entertained and like to keep the memories, especially for the wedding. And everything fell apart. So the whole Wales thing, I had to completely cancel taking my camera to that in general, because I completely forgot. I took my camera. I shouldn't have took my camera. I took my camera, but I had to get up at 6 in the morning to get to Wales after getting in at 1 a.m. after the wedding. Absolutely exhausted. And forgot to take the charger for my camera. My camera died literally just before me and Catton did our speeches, which is the worst timing I've ever known. It turns out the cable I was trying to charge my camera with was the wrong charger that still fit into the camera. So the camera was never charging for about 3 weeks. Somehow I'd like every time I turned off the camera, the battery would not. Even though it probably should have died a lot sooner, it never did. It almost like retained its battery, which is not a bad thing. It's good to know that my camera will do that. The fact that the camera stopped charging in general and didn't last as long as it should have done is completely my fault, but I've only found that out now. So I've just pieced all the videos together. I've been working since I came back from Wales. Well, no, I had a couple of days off after I came back from Wales, rest time. The sun is so bright. It wasn't this bright a minute ago, so I was stood close to the window. Yeah, so camera battery was okay. That's what I was going to say. I came back from Wales and I had a couple of rest days, but I'd been rushing around so much I made myself ill, so I couldn't really do anything. I'm going to sit down. Look, let's sit and chat. Usually I stand in front of the window, but as soon as I do that, the sun goes in a little bit. So, yeah, as soon as I came back from Wales, I had a few rest days, but I made myself ill, rushing around and all that. So I had a couple of rest days where I was just not doing anything. So I've edited them back together on the first day off I've had since I came back and had nothing to do. And I'll go through that in a different video. Put them all together because for some reason, all the speeches that I did record, which is Jack's new father-in-law, Jack's sister, and Jack's speech. Those 3 speeches, for some reason, were split. Jack's was split into 3, and the other 2 were split into 2 parts. And I didn't understand why, because I personally recorded them. I sat there with the camera, recording, and I didn't stop recording once, and for some reason it split. So when I got to the actual wedding, when it came to the actual day of the wedding, I started doing some recording once I was dressed. And the camera sort of had a bit of a freak out on the screen here, which I've already mentioned is a touch screen, which I absolutely love. But like it started doing something and I didn't know what it was doing. And then it just stopped doing that. So I was like, okay, problem solved. And tried to just carry on filming. I was too busy to stop and figure out what was going on. I kept getting asked to do these different things. So I didn't really get a chance to sort of figure it out what was going on. It turns out while it was doing that, it was doing a continuous loop recording somehow. So at one point I accidentally pressed record on my camera and put my camera in my pocket at the same time. There's about 20 minutes of footage of my pocket with us talking, which is hilarious. You can't hear a word really. You can hear a couple of things that I say because it's close to me. The camera's closer to me, but that's about it. So I had to delete all that, which completely depleted the battery. If I'd known that was happening, then we would have been able to record our speeches, which is such a... I'm so annoyed about it. Such a piss take. But it was doing this continuous recording thing anyway, so I think it was something to do with that as well. Whatever I'd pressed on the screen had like affected that. And that's why it split the videos as well somehow. I don't know. It created like 16 different files as well on the actual camera memory card, which I've never seen before either. So I've fixed that today, pieced all the videos together. Really upset we missed our speeches, mine and Catton's, especially as Catton. There's a video where I mention it. Catton's really shitting his speech. He's really looking forward to it, and it's not on my camera at all. And I'm so upset about it. I'm so sorry to him, because I know how much he wanted to watch it back. I didn't write my speech. He wrote his speech. My reaction to his speech, he read it to me a couple of days before, and it was so good. Like, considering he was like, I don't know what I'm going to say and stuff like this, he got people laughing, he got personal stories in there without really being too in-depth. He got a lot of stuff in there that was really appreciated by Jack, and it was really appreciated by me, and everyone there. Everyone sort of really appreciated the fact that they knew that the caterer spoke to me beforehand. And told me that they'd heard I'd got a big mouth and wanted me to control the crowd when they needed to do food. So, of the two best men, especially as Catton wasn't really comfortable even doing his speech, they all got to know me on the microphone a lot more than they did him. He got to speak to a lot of people. So did I, but he got to speak to a lot of people on a personal level, as I was sort of doing the whole compare, is how I put it. Getting people to sit down, talking to them on the microphone, making them all laugh all beforehand. So I think they were already expecting sort of like a funnier comment from me. So to have Catton having the opposite side of it, he still had a lot of funny things to say, and people did laugh a lot at him during those funny moments. But he had a lot more personal things to say, and I tried to do that as well in my speech, but I think a lot of people are still expecting the funnier things from me. So I had and I said this to Dan at the time, I had a big expectation on me because I had all this talking to do before. People expected things, especially with the camera and stuff like that. People expected things from me a lot. And they didn't really expect anything from him. So his speech already was surprising people because it was so good. And he was so pleased with himself, and I got so upset with myself that I didn't actually get the recording of it. So I'm so sorry for that, Dan. And of course, we missed my speech as well. My speech was obviously amazing. But, you know, what are you going to do? I'll try and do a video later on, in a couple of days or something, or later on today, where I sort of go through what I said, because I'm not going to put it here. But I hope you enjoy everything you've got here. Jack, especially Jack and Leanne, and any of the friends, family that turned up at the wedding. I hope you enjoy the videos that were made. There aren't many of them. Danielle took my camera at one point, so there's just a lot of her talking to other people and getting random video shots. But I did what I could. There was a part of the video I had to completely delete where it was just blackness. There was nothing because she didn't know how to take the lens cap off. So that's completely gone. But there are little bits from the whole wedding. It was absolutely beautiful. Leanne looked beautiful. Everyone looked great. Like it's weird. Like, and I know it's sort of cliche to say it, but it was a beautiful wedding. It's the first wedding I've ever been to, and it's set a very high standard for me. For the rest of weddings that I will attend, and my own wedding, I suppose, as well. Such a beautiful venue. It was amazing. It was such a great day. And I'm so upset that we only got small snippets. But people taking photos, the photographer that was there, people taking photos on their phones, videos and stuff like that. It's almost like now you have the whole wedding sorted. You can sort of look back and just already look at everything and know that that's how the wedding went, and see videos and that's how the videos went, and this is exactly how that moment. It's so good that we sort of, it's a positive and a negative that we live in that sort of world now where everything is documented on a camera or video or something like that. It's a positive in these circumstances, where in a year's time, 2 years, 5 years time, you can look back at videos like this and be like, that was the day that we got married, and it was such an emotional and amazing day. So yeah, positives but negatives. I hope you enjoyed this little playlist. I do apologise that it's not longer. It really upset me for the whole weekend that I was away. But I think what I've got is good, in my opinion. Like the speeches. As far as I know, you haven't got recordings of those speeches apart from me. So, even though it's a terrible angle, I do apologise for that. You've got the speeches. Like, the three of the most important speeches. You missed Dan's, you didn't need mine. But he wrote his down, so just steal it off him somehow. So I hope you enjoyed this playlist. I hope everyone else that wasn't part of the wedding has enjoyed this playlist. And I will see you again in the next video I make.